Okay, today we're doing a little bit of a different video. We're going to go into some market statistics. So I'm going to share my screen with you and kind of show you what's going on from like a year over year basis and what to expect in 2025. So take a look at this. We're going to hop on over here to Reventure.app. Now, Reventure.app is the website. You pay for this data. It's really good data. So first of all, we're going to look over here at the overvalued percentage. And as we look into our areas, Sarasota is only at 16.9% overvalued. When we click on this, we can see that last year in November, it was 25.8% overvalued. Then before that, it was 26.6% overvalued. And then before that, it was before all the prices went up. Actually, this was kind of in the middle of it going up. It did peak a few months before November 2022. So people were overpricing their homes. And as you can see, the fair market value is saying at 366, but the typical home price was 464. And in general, I don't agree with this. I don't see a fair home value of 366 back then. Now, if we go into this past month of November 2024, they're saying that the typical home price is only $434, and I do agree with that. And the fair value is $371. Not so sure about that. But overall, this overvalued percentage is something that I'm not always in agreement with. It's a good little thing to look at, but let's go into the other parts of Florida. This is one I highly agree with. Miami-Dade County overvalued at 23.4%. I mean, Miami-Dade has always been a hot area, right? This is where a lot of people move to, but it seems that over the past few years, it just keeps going up and up. And why is that? Is because the home prices keep going up. They had a very hot 2024, and same with the Tampa area. They had quite a bit, but Miami hasn't really slowed down too much. Now, let's go into this right here. What you might want to know is the home value growth year over year. How much did home values go up and down over the past year? So as we look into this, Miami, 4.9%. They went up 4.9%, which is why they are kind of leaning to being a little bit overvalued right now. With all the buyers in the market not being here, that's really the problem. This is pretty accurate. Now, in my area, Sarasota, Manatee, and Charlotte counties, as you can tell, prices went down. Prices went down 5.4%. Charlotte, 7.1%. And Charlotte is going to have an even bigger problem. They're going to go down even more. Now, let's look into some of the other areas to see really where was in Florida, where was it hit the worst? And well, it looks like we took a win. Looks like the Gulf Coast, Southwest Florida, took the biggest hit. Now, some people might say, hey, that's because of the hurricanes. But I got to tell you, those hurricanes hit the prices haven't been impacted. Those hurricanes hit at the end of September and at the beginning of October 2024. And it didn't hit just here. Yeah, Hurricane Milton went right over Sarasota, sure, but all this area was impacted, all of this, right? So it's not because of the hurricanes whatsoever. If you look into this, we got hit hardest for a couple of reasons. Now, the first thing that we're looking at is what is called the buy versus rent differential. So Manatee County, 28.9%, and Sarasota, 16.9%. If you're wondering what this is, it says that it compares the cost of buying a house in terms of the mortgage payment to the cost of renting an apartment. And the higher the percentage, the more expensive it is to buy compared to rent. So as you can tell, Manatee County, it's very high, 28.9. Sarasota, 16.9%. So it is more expensive to purchase, a lot more expensive to purchase in these two areas. But Charlotte County has a decrease. And I think the reason is because two things. One is their rent prices are going down. They have an oversupply of rentals. So if you want to live in this area, I would highly recommend start looking at Charlotte County. If you want to just test out the grounds to see where you might want to live, it's going to be a lot cheaper in Charlotte County than it is to Sarasota or Manatee. Now, I'm not sure why Manatee County is so much more expensive, because it's kind of inferior to Sarasota County, and that's just my opinion. Don't attack me on that. But if you are thinking about buying, expect to pay more than a rental. Period. That's just normal. Now, when it's inverse like this one, it's usually because prices have come down quite a bit, and also rent prices maybe stayed a little high, but home prices went down a lot faster. That's basically what that's saying. And now, if you're wondering what is the average payment, mortgage payment, check it out. Manatee, $2,844, Sarasota, $2,825. That is the average mortgage payment. I mean, you pretty much have to bring in, $32,000, $33,000 a year just to pay your mortgage. So this is not the cheapest place to live. If you just go a little bit east of us to Arcadia, which is in DeSoto County, you're dropping that by a lot. I mean, not quite half, but you're dropping it by 35-40%, right? Hardy County, even more of a drop. But if you go down here, yikes. Miami-Dade, $3,485. I mean, you need to make over $40,000 a year just to pay for housing for your mortgage. Monroe County, which is basically all of Key West, all these islands here, right? This area here, this area here, 6,208. I mean, it's basically like living in the islands, because this is a whole chain of islands. Look at this. Key West is all the way down here. This is mile marker 0, right? Look at all of this. You drive through all of this. Marathon Key right here. Look at all of this. You are living in the middle of the ocean. I mean, talk about paradise. When people think of Florida, a lot of times they think about the Keys down here, right? But as you can tell, it's a lot more expensive to live there. And where was it, right? If you click on this, look at historically, just 2019, a few years back, it was $23.83. And now it actually went up to $67.10, and now it came back down for your mortgage because probably prices have come down a little bit over there. It's definitely not because interest rates came down. So if interest rates go down, we're going to see this mortgage payment plummet. But I think this huge increase right here, along with this increase right here, wasn't just because of the interest payment on the mortgage. I think it was also because of the insurance rates. That's a huge component. And also when properties change hands, which there was a lot of sales in this time frame right here, I guess you can't see it because my face is in the way. Sorry about that. Let me just move over here. What I was talking about is right here. The reason why we had this huge jump is because we had insurance go up drastically from Hurricane Ian, and we had property taxes go up a lot because whenever property changes hands, the tax basis gets reset to the full valuation, right? So this is one of the things that happened in this area right here, okay? So now let's go back over here. Now, if you're a renter, let's look at this right here, the rental rate. Now, Sarasota, $2,416. That sounds about right. If you got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, no pool house, you're probably paying about $2,400, $2,500, okay? Manatee County is cheaper. Like I said, it is a cheaper place to live. But when you go to Charlotte County, $2,592, something is wrong there. This is not what I think the rental rate is in Charlotte County. I may be missing something. Maybe this is just not updated yet. If we click on a little bit more information, look at this. 2019, it was at $1,690, and it just keeps going up. I am definitely 100% expecting this to be dropping because Charlotte County is having a lot of problems. Their inventory of homes for sale has skyrocketed. I mean, literally over 200% year over year, right? Maybe not this past month, but in general, in the last year or two, it's gone through the roof. In fact, let's go look at that. As we click here for sale inventory, right now, Charlotte County has 3,601. But take a look at it. What did I tell you? Look at this. How many homes for sale? Through the freaking roof. All the way back to 2017, we're not even close. I mean, it's almost double this area. This is just absolutely nuts. If you are someone who's thinking about buying a home in Charlotte County, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying negotiate. That's why the prices are going down. In fact, let's go look at that. If we click on median listing price, Charlotte County, $389. Has that gone down? Oh, what do you know? It went down. How much? $389 from $441 peak? That's over 10%. That's how much it's gone down. What about Sarasota County? Interesting. They're saying it's $450 right now. It was $532 before. It's also gone down right around 10%. There's lots of changes happening here. Now, if you're just wondering what else does all this data show, I would be glad to do any comparison of any area that you want. Tell me what you want to know. Please drop a comment below. I'd be glad to just go over this and dig real deep. In fact, I think I'm going to be doing these videos on a regular basis because there's so much good data here. Look at Miami County. I bet you the price here just keeps going up. Oh, it came back down actually right around 10%. Very interesting. I was not expecting this drop to happen. But what are we expecting to happen? Oh, look at that. Miami-Dade County just went into the positive inventory surplus or deficit. In 2021, they had a 37% deficit. All that means is it's pretty simple. All it means is that there were so many buyers out there and not enough homes for sale. And then 2022, they had more inventory hit the market, but still not even close to enough. 2023, still not enough, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure Sarasota had a surplus here. We'll check that in a second. And then now we're at 4.5. So there's a lot more homes for sale compared to how many buyers there are. Let's go look at Sarasota for this. Clicking on Sarasota. Look at that. 39.8. Miami's 4.5. So this is telling me that you can negotiate a lot more in Sarasota than you can in the Miami area. Even last year you could have, but the year before that you couldn't. And that is absolutely right. I was here in this market for these years. I mean, I've been an agent a long time. You could not negotiate very much. If you had cash, you might get the sale. If you were a lone buyer, forget about it. You had a pretty small chance of being able to close on a deal because people were just selling to cash buyers. So now listen, whatever you want to know, I would be really glad to go over anything that this system has. I love this system. Reventure.app is a wonderful thing. I pay for it, so use me as your resource to look up wherever you want to live in Florida. Let me know the area. Drop a comment below. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Nothing more that I appreciate than you supporting the channel.